Take a shot every single time you notice a reference within the episode. And this includes references outside its media. This episode, I'm going to be brutally honest, and maybe this is my tired self speaking because I'm doing this at 3 a.m. I found this episode to be moderately boring. I didn't think it was a bad episode by any stretch of the word, but I didn't feel like it was very entertaining, and here's why. So the episode begins with the main six trying to stop Rarity from reading a review of her new boutique called Rarity and You, which is in Manhattan, and it's in the area known as Saddle Row, which is supposed to be the most fashionable strip in all of Manhattan. So what happens throughout the episode is that it's a flashback or a reading/flashback? I have no clue what that's called. Leave a comment on what kind of style that is, but basically Rarity is reading the review and the entire events are being retold by the main six from two different perspectives, one being at the moment and the other being during the interview. So throughout the entire episode we pretty much see that everything's kind of going wrong for Rarity with the grand opening of her boutique, with the store being bad, organization being bad, the landlord forcing her to hire the daughter, and yada yada yada. So many other different things that are going on that honestly, I found this episode to be, I don't know, what's the best word for me to say it? If I had to pick a word that best describes how I felt like it was being too handicapped towards Rarity. I get that many shows have to stack the deck against the character, but this one felt like they were stacking the deck against her way too heavily. I mean, being forced to hire a bad landlord's daughter, losing her, her manager assistant because she got sick, and yada yada yada, all this other kind of stuff. It kind of really bugged me, and I just kind of cringed a lot throughout the entirety of the episode. Plus, not to mention that the humor, it had a couple of funny moments, but I don't think the humor was that stand-outish throughout the entirety of the episode, just being honest. But if I had to give a positive to the episode, I will say that it's not a bad episode. Like I said, Rarity, I love her characteristics within the episode, and I do like how the main six try to, or main five, try to figure out and work through the conflict throughout, like not only Rarity's methods, but also their own methods. In a way, this episode reminds me heavily of Castle Sweet Castle, though that's not a good thing considering that I felt Castle Sweet Castle was a very middle-of-the-road episode. It had one good moment, which was near the end of the episode, but Castle Sweet Castle was one of those episodes that were just middle of the road, but it had a standout moment. This episode really didn't have any moments that I remember off the top of my head. It felt very middle of the road. The humor was okay to minimal. The animation was okay at best. The character interaction was okay. And everything about the episode just felt okay. So to sum it up, my final thoughts of the episode is, it's okay. It doesn't have anything bad behind it, but I don't think it has anything great behind it either, if you really ask me. So, not much I can say about this episode. It's a middle-of-the-road episode. It's okay. I guess if some people like it, cool on you, but for me, I just found it way too middle-of-the-road and way too, uninteresting for me to say anything more about it. And that's my speed impressions on the Saddle Row Review.